Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I got a delivery today. So recently Fenty Beauty released concealers and powders. I've never tried the foundation before, but I have tried the primer. I had a little tester version and I actually really like the primer. So I'm going to be doing a Fenty Face, which means, you know, you do the primer, the foundation, concealer, powder. So it's a whole Fenty Face. So this is the primer. This is how it comes. On the side here, it tells you a little bit about it. On the top here, it tells you what shade it is, even though there is only one shade. And on the back here, it has the ingredients and just like, I don't know what this is. Okay, so let's open this up and we'll see how it looks. So this is inside, it just comes like this. There's like a little like extra piece of cardboard in there, so that's what it looks like. On the back here it has what it is. Also, I think these are all made in Italy. I think this is made in Italy. I'll see about the rest. And when you just take this off, it's just like a nice little pump. I actually really like the pink and the frosted. Oh, it just feels so nice. For us Aussies, the easiest place to get it, which is where I got it, was Sephora Australia. So it's, ooh, that was a horrible noise. So I'm going to show you all the products, and then I will, when I'm applying it, I'll tell you the information I found online about it. Next that you put on your face is the foundation, and this is the right way. Yes, this is the Fenty foundation. So again, on the side here it has a little bit about it, and on the back here is ingredients and whatever that is. This is made in Italy as well. I have the shade 120, and if you look on top here, there's an actual sticker that goes all the way along. Now you could like get a box knife and cut it, but you can just open up the bottom. Oh, at the bottom here it says shake well. Make sure you shake, if I'm in focus, make sure you shake all your foundations before use, because pigment kind of separates, so you kind of want to shake it to make sure it's good again. This also has one of those cardboard containers on the inside. This is the actual product. It looks exactly the same as this, but it has a white lid instead of the pink lid here. On the back, again, it has what the product is. Underneath, it has my shade color, which is 120, and I really hope it matches. It kind of hopefully looks like it'll match. It actually looks like it'll match my neck pretty well, but I have heard from other people, and it does say online, that this does oxidize. And oxidize means that when air touches the product, it changes color. I don't know why it does it, but it does. I think just like if you want to get a nice formula, maybe the formula is really good, but that's something that they have to risk for, which is okay in my opinion. It doesn't really matter. Okay, next up we have the concealer. So again, this is the front. On the side here it has a little bit about it. On the back here it has information, and my shade is 120. Now the one thing that I really like that Fenty Beauty has done is that they've made matching concealers to their foundation, which is like a big lifesaver, and made in Italy as well. This is the concealer. It looks exactly the same as the foundation. This is the foundation. And on the back it just says what the product is and a little bit about the product, so like the sizing and stuff. And last but not least, we have the powder. So this is how the powder is. On the back it has what it does and ingredients. Up the top it has the shade name. I got the shade Butter. So they've made 8 powders. So in my mind they've made 4 different shades for different skin tones, and they've made a shade for the skin tones that is a brightening one. So for me, I have fair skin, so I got the fairest powder, and there's a powder up from this which is a lavender color, which is just for brightening. I would not use that lavender color all over your face. It is just for brightening. So this one again is for 12 months and made in Italy. And again, with the concealer as well, there was a sticker on the top. If you want, you can cut the sticker and open it from the top, but you can easily just open it from the bottom, so you don't have to ruin anything. So when you open it, there's the product, and up here is an actual little stopper, so your product isn't flying around if you do travel with this or whatever else. Oh, there you are. Hey. Okay, so this is the product, the packaging, sorry. How stunning it is. I'd say it's like acrylic. yeah, definitely acrylic. Underneath it has the shade name and what the product is, and it also has the grams. We'll talk about that later. You twist it open. Oh, this is so nice. So there is a sticker to ensure that this was not tampered with, which is nice. I will open it when I'm up to that stage. Okay, so now that we've got everything open, let's use it. So before I sat down for this video, I did do some research on the products. So as I'm applying each product, I will tell you what it claims to have and like a description of it. So all these products that I got, I bought all from Sephora Australia. I don't know if you can get it anywhere else for us Australians, so Sephora Australia is like the easiest way to get it, plus they have an amazing point system, so yeah. So the primer is 32 ml, it's $46. So to use it, 1 pump is all it takes for an instant retouch effect. Start at the center of your face, blend outwards. If you have dry skin, apply primer to just the areas of your face that tend to get oily, think T-zone and around the mouth. I have dry skin, but I have used this before. This is actually a little tester version. It's 4 mils. You can purchase I think it's a 15 mil for 20 something dollars. This is just a 4 mil, which I got with my beauty points that I have from Sephora, because Sephora is amazing with their beauty point system. So this is 1 pump, but obviously it's going to take a little bit for it to come out. All right, here we go. 1 pump. Okay, so that's 1 pump. I feel like I might want to use a little bit more. So I'm actually going to put more on because I have a big face. It does have a fragrance. It is such a nice fragrance. I actually can't describe it. It just smells good. It's like a fancy smelling Play-Doh. Like, you know the smell of Play-Doh, but like perfumed type. I don't know how to explain it. I'm so bad at explaining things. Okay, primer's on. Oh wait, I didn't say. Okay, so a shine stopping pore diffusing primer that soothes the way for better foundation application and longer wear with an instant retouch effect. So I do feel like it's already absorbed into my skin. It does feel a tiny bit oily, but that's okay. Universal Invisipink formula creates a filter-like blurring effect that melts instantly into all skin tones without a trace. So this foundation is called the Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. It is 32 ml, so the same as the primer. It is $52. It says for full coverage, apply 1 to 2 pumps of Pro Filter foundation on the back of your hand using the full-bodied foundation brush 110, which I don't have. Dot product to the center of your face and blend outwards. For medium customizable coverage, apply 1 pump of Pro Filter foundation to the back of your hand using a damp precision makeup sponge 100, which I don't have. Begin applying product at the center of your face and wherever coverage it is desired, pressing foundation into skin and blending outwards for fuller coverage. Add another pump. Cool. So I'm going to use a sponge for this. So I don't have the Fenty sponge that they have. I just use my simple little Chi sponges. For full coverage, apply 1 to 2 pumps on the back of your hand. So alright, I feel it coming. Ooh, okay, I'm just gonna reshape again. So we got 1. You know, let's start with 1 pump. It is quite runny, as you can see. Holy cannoli, that is full coverage. This is a little bit about the product. A soft matte long wear foundation with buildable medium to full coverage with a boundary breaking range of 50 shades, which is amazing. All right, I think I'm just gonna add it straight to another pump. Gives skin an instant smooth pore diffusing shine free finish that easily builds to medium to full coverage. The oil free formula is made with climate adaptive technology that's resistant to sweat and humidity and won't clog your pores, so that wherever you are, it's going to work for your skin. I feel like my sponge isn't absorbing a lot, but it is absorbing something. So I've done 1 pump here, 1 pump here, 1 pump for my forehead. I feel like if you did use a brush, you wouldn't have to use as many pumps. You know what, I think I might use a brush after this for another layer, because I don't feel like this is the coverage that I want yet. And it does say it's buildable, so it's like it's not the product's fault. I do see a little bit of oxidization, so I am going to drag that down my neck. It is looking a little tiny bit cakey like around my dry spots, but this is a matte foundation, so like I'm kind of not surprised. If you really wanted to, you know, make your matte foundation work, you probably need to make sure that you scrub your face, make sure it's moisturized. So I'm gonna just use a flat face brush. This is from Designer Brands. And I'm just gonna pump on the back of my hand and just add it where I want. Yeah, see how much more that coverage is with the brush? Much more coverage. I'm just like patting it in. I actually thought I'd get like blown away from coverage with this product, but I'm not that blown away. So it has made my face look very dry. I do feel like my face looks very dry. It kind of feels like it's already like dried down. If you want, I could maybe even try this product again a different way. So maybe scrubbing my face and, you know, using different techniques to make sure that I am getting, you know, the bang for my buck. Anyway, so now let's move on to the concealer. So it's called the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer. It has 8 mils and is $38. So apply under the eyes or over blemishes and blend with the Precision Concealer Brush 180, which I don't have, or Little Precision Makeup Sponge Duo 105, which I don't have. Start with a very thin layer and build as needed. A little goes a long way. So this is what the applicator looks like. It's just a simple little doe foot. It looks like it holds a nice amount of product. So it says a little goes a long way, so I think I might just go like that. Alright, so a little bit about this product. A creamy longwear crease proof liquid concealer that delivers light as air, medium to full coverage in a groundbreaking range of 50 shades. I need to like concentrate. Holy crap, that's cool. Wow. Holy cannoli. Easily builds to full coverage, instantly brightening under eyes, concealing blemishes and dark spots, and reducing redness that lasts all day without creasing or settling into fine lines or pores. Also sweat resistant formula. I mean, it also has a sweat resistant formula. I feel like I can't multitask. I do have really veiny eyelids, so I can really tell how full coverage it is when I put it on, and this is full coverage. So unlike the foundation, this is actually really creamy. So I do feel like I need a tiny bit more coverage on the inside. Now that's not the concealer's fault. It is this little JAYbeatz brush. It is the concealer buffer. So I'm just gonna add a tiny dot right on the center and buff. Yep, that worked amazing. Okay, so first impression of this concealer, I'm absolutely blown away. I look like covered up. So let's put this even more to a test. I'm going to apply it to all my little pimples that I have because I'm breaking out. How lovely. So for each little pimple, I'm just going to use my brush because that is the only way that you're really going to get the product to really be full coverage. And if you're thinking it's a little hectic, I'm going to go over with a sponge to make sure that everything around it's blended. And if you're wondering, that's not a pimple, that's a mole. It's a mole. I really like this concealer. I will say I do feel kind of cakey right now from, not the concealer, from the foundation. But the thing is, with makeup, you have to kind of do trial and error. You have to test it out different ways to make sure that you are using it a way that works for you. I'm going to go in with the powder. So this is called the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. It has 28 grams. It is $44. Now to use, the final step for your Fenty Face Swirl Powder Puff Setting Brush 170. I don't have. Over powder, tap excess off, and dust all over foundation, concealer, and contour to set. So I'm just gonna open it. Oops. This is so scary. Okay. Oopsies. I don't really know how I'm supposed to do this. I'm just gonna tap it. So I'm just going to use the normal powder brush that I use. This is the JAYbeatz Luxe Face Definer 101. So I'm just going to use it how I normally use. So I usually just press in and I grab some and I just pat it in. Oh, this smells the same as the primer. So a little bit about this. A superfine weightless loose powder curated in 8 sheer shades to perfect and extend makeup wear for that filtered photo ready finish on lock. This superfine, insanely silky loose powder sets and extends makeup. I apologize, my camera just ran out of, like, it was recording and then it stopped recording, so I don't know what information I left you on, but I will have it on the screen for you. So the last thing I was going to say is Rihanna was obsessed with creating a setting powder for everyone that wouldn't flash back. Holy crap, it's going everywhere. This feels so nice on the face, I will admit, and it smells so good. Now it's just the fact that there's like powder everywhere. So this product came with this little stopper, so I am going to use that because this insanely loose powder, I don't want it going everywhere. So it's got like a little indent in here and it should fit perfectly. Nice. Oh, there's powder everywhere. Now that's not the Fenty's fault, it's just setting powder gets everywhere. Just no matter what, setting powder gets everywhere. So that's my Fenty Face. How do you like it? Okay, so this is what my under eyes are looking like. It has settled a little bit, but I think that's because I waited a little too long. So this is what the side of my face looks like. So as you can see, it has clung to some dry bits, but I'm not surprised. My chin has a whole bunch of little dry bits, so I'm not that fussed about that. There was a pimple that it didn't really cover. There's a pimple, and that's what my forehead looks like. I will be wearing this all day. Right now, it is 1:45. 1:54. I'm really bad at reading the time, so I'm just going to do the rest of my face and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've done the rest of my face. How do you like it? So I used the powder to bake here so that I could get like a harsher contour line, and wow, it looks really cute. I would usually put setting spray, or like would usually put this NYX dewy finish if my foundation is a little bit too matte, but I'm not going to do that today because I want to see how this foundation lasts throughout the day. So right now it is 2:40, so I will check in 2 more times. So one throughout the day, maybe later this afternoon, and then one before I take my makeup off. First impression of each product. So first impression, actually this isn't my first impression of the primer. I have worn the primer before and I like it, it's fine. First impression of the foundation, for a matte foundation on my skin, it looks good. On my upper lip, it looks icky because I need to take the caterpillar off, but it's fine. On my chin, I have a lot of dry pieces of skin, so it's just on it. If you look into your mirror like really close, you're obviously gonna see imperfections because it is product on your face. It's gonna look weird. So from afar, everything looks wonderful. Under eyes, a tiny bit of creasing, but I think it's because when you're putting on concealer, you need to make sure that all the creases are gone, and I didn't do that. I think maybe next time though, I will probably add a little bit more and drag it down more so it's more here, because I feel like it's just like my eyes are really bright. So that was my first impression on the concealer. I will be using this more. The foundation, I will be using it if I had a special event. The powder, I think, is my new favorite. I have the Laura Mercier powder, and that one has to be my favorite, but they don't sell it here anymore. But I think this one beats it because of how silky smooth. It's like, oh, I just can't explain how fine the powder is, and it's so nice. It just sets your foundation and concealer. It doesn't add coverage, it doesn't, you know, make it look cakey. It's literally like you've just dusted something to make sure everything is locked in. And I also want to note that when I put the foundation on the back of my hand like it's said to, it barely has oxidized. So I'll check in later to show you what it looks like throughout the day. Okay, so now 7-Eleven. If I look a little nuts, because I took my lipstick off, so it kind of took away the foundation, so just don't mind that. First off, I want to note that most of the foundations, actually every foundation that I wear, when I'm wearing my glasses, there will be, you know, the sweat mark that I have here. It has creased in my nose, which usually happens, so it doesn't really bother me. I usually will crease right here, and there's no creasing. I usually crease on my forehead, No creasing. It actually looks exactly the same as how I put it on, which is unbelievable. I feel like my concealer is kind of coming off because I don't think I set it properly. I think with this concealer I need to pack it on more, and I don't think I did that, so yeah. A note on my eyeshadow, I haven't got eyeshadow primer on, so all that's on my eye is the actual concealer, and I get really oily eyelids and it's not moving anywhere, nothing. So I'm really impressed with that. Yeah, the only thing that I'd say is my nose. That's about it. I don't actually feel cakey. Alright, so I'm just gonna quickly do a flash test. I'll insert the photo here. I don't feel like I have that much flashback. I feel like I look really odd because of my lipstick. Can't really do much about that. Yeah, I don't feel like it looks that bad. So yeah, that's my check-in for now, and I will check back in maybe at around 10 to 12 o'clock. We'll see how it looks. So I'm just gonna check back in with you then. Okay, so it is 9:56. I would leave it on longer, but I really just want to go have a shower and go to bed. Let's see what I look like. I feel like my chin has disappeared a tiny bit because I was kind of touching it. That part of my nose has not gotten worse. It's looking pretty good. Okay, so my forehead's fine. This is my chin. As you can see, it is like clung onto those scabby bits, but that's fine. It doesn't bother me because what else is it supposed to do? You can really see that pimple there. Ooh. And right there in the crease. So here is a real test. If it smudges on my forehead, because that's what everything happens, it always smudges on my forehead after a while. I mean, I could definitely feel something on my finger, but I mean, you can't see anything on my forehead. So my opinion on this, the full Fenty Face, the primer, foundation, concealer, powder all work amazingly. The primer I've used on multiple occasions, that's fine. I think I might work on the foundation a little bit more, maybe use more hydrating products underneath, see how that goes. But it is a matte foundation, so I'm not surprised. The concealer, you know what, it has not creased as much as it does with my other concealers. I will say though, it feels like it kind of rubbed off, but I don't think I set it properly. I should have like really packed on the powder. I just went dip and then wipe. The powder is my new favorite. Like, I usually use the Too Faced Born This Way translucent powder, but this one has taken that. I think if you were to use that setting spray and like all, I feel like it's really going to lock your face in and make sure that it lasts all night. And I also want to note, again with my eyeshadow, I did not apply eyeshadow primer. This is just the concealer and the powder on top, and it hasn't gone anywhere, like at all. It still looks as good as it did when I put it on. To rate each of them, I'd give the Fenty primer an 8 out of 10. Primer's primer to me, but you know, it just depends if the primer's ingredients don't work with the foundation, but this primer worked perfectly with the foundation, obviously. The foundation, I would give it, I'd give it an 8 as well, because the only thing is that it's pretty dry, but it's a matte foundation. So what do you expect? It's matte. The concealer, I would give this a 6 out of 10 because I do need to test it out some more, because it didn't crease, but I don't feel like I got as much coverage, and yeah, I just need to test it out some more. This one definitely. Gem of the evening is the powder. I give this powder a 10 out of 10. It's amazing. Just so fine and beautiful. Like, you can tell inside when I shake it how fine it is. So I hope you enjoyed this first impression review type of thing. Let me know what you want to see next. I can do more foundations, I can do concealers. If you want, I could even test out the Fenty primer with moisturizing and removing all my dead skin, so to see how it really works. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice rest of the day, and I will see you in whatever I post next. Bye.
This is my birthday, I get